Today we're taking a look at the very first Dungeon Master screen. Please stick around. I'm AZ Mountaineer, and this is our channel, Old School Rules, where we celebrate the community of old school gamers and grognards who like classic RPGs, miniatures, magazines, and everything that goes with it. We're continuing our look at the products of Judges Guild with a product called the Judge's Shield. It's the very first Dungeon Master screen from 1977. Hope you enjoy the video. Recently, I've been taking a look at several of the bi-monthly installments that Judges Guild sent to its subscribers, but today we're taking a break from that, and we're going to take a look at one of these non-subscription items, and this is called the Judge's Shield. It's the very first Dungeon Master screen, and it came as 3 separate heavy stock, really heavy stock cards. Maybe you'd even call it card stock, because it doesn't even really do much more than barely bend. Now, these are a product of Bob Bledsoe. He was the sort of main judge or referee in the home campaign, and like many of us, he quickly realized, I'm flipping through these, at that point, remember AD&D, these 3 different books, and now we've got Greyhawk and Blackmore, and I'm looking for charts. And he said, you know what, we need to get organized. We need to put all this stuff together in one place. And it was intentionally designed to be combined and sit on the table and protect whatever the judge had in front of him or her, maps or books or notes and dice, so that the players couldn't necessarily see all that stuff when they sat right next to each other. Again, the Judge's Shield, 1977. The cost, $1.98. This was item number 28 on their booty list, right, later their treasure vault. And it was 3 heavy-sided stock pages. That's the whole thing. That's what you got. Here's an example of one of those pages. Another and another. That's the front side of 3 of those, right? And so here's how it was designed to be set up. 2 of them, it's sort of like a little bit of a castle. One stood up, and then the next one was only this high next to it. And it definitely was organized so that this side you're looking at here was facing the referee. It has monster attacking here and men attacking on the right side. Some things about who would go first in combat. And then it has this section called Monsters. And they went through and took every single monster. I think Bill Owen had previously done that for an insert in one of the installments. And they put them in alphabetical order, and they put their stats in there, really, really tiny, but they're all in there. It'll give you the name of the creature, number of attacks, alignment, intelligence, armor class, movement rate, hit dice, damage per attack, and any special little notes that it might have. And they had everything from aerial servant to zombie on here. Okay, that was a huge. Now, it helped that there were a smaller number of monsters, but that was a huge thing. Imagine, right, to put all the principal information you would need about a monster all in one place, right? And then a number of other things. And then on the flip side of that, this is what the players would get to see. Again, information about monster attacks, saving throws, their attacks, modifications for different types of weapons against different types of armor class, experience points for defeating monsters, all the different classes and levels and experience points needed. Now remember, here we have just fighters, thieves. I guess at this point it looks like they have rangers and monks and all the stuff that came from the first few supplements as well. Saving throws. And so that would face the characters if they were close enough to see it and give them some of their charts as well. So let's take a look at these maybe just one at a time. It's going to be a relatively short video. Monsters attacking at the top, and then this is the judge's side, the left-hand side. And so you get the beginning of all the monsters that are there. You've got weapon priority. Higher total moves first. It goes from reading a scroll and a spell, 7th to 9th level, shorter weapons, medium weapons, longer weapons, very long weapons, 4th to 6th level spell, an extreme weapon like a pike or polearm, missile fire, spell of 1st to 3rd level, breath weapon, and glance. And so again, I did that backwards. I guess he sort of did it backwards in my view too. So that's how it went off. Lower level spells, missile weapons. And then the melee weapons were based on length. Basically, the longer your weapon, you could get to the other guy first, then higher level spells, and finally somebody trying to read an entire scroll. A little bit of information about types of armor, speed, modifications to your armor class for dexterity. Here's the middle section of this judge's shield for the judge, and this is just all the different monsters. And then on the very right, we've got the treasure types, which at this point is just A through I, and gives you the percentage rolls for treasure. And a little teeny tiny chart you can barely read for surprise. And then on this side, we have the men attacking rolls, base to hit rolls, the different modifications for different types of weapons, saving throws, experience point calculations for monsters that are defeated, cleric turning undead, and then some different ideas from time. I think this would come from one of their earlier booklets where they talked about things like how long does it take to try and bend bars, search for doors, put a hole in a wall, break through cobwebs, other things like that. On the flip side now, we'll take a look at what the players could see. Monster attacks, I'm not really actually sure why they need that. Surprise and counter rolls to help you understand, here's what the party rolled on a d6, here's what the monster rolled on a d6, and here's how far away you are when you're surprised, how much time you get to take actions. Typical reaction encounters from a monster when they see the party size. Do they feel themselves to be superior, equal to, or inferior to the party, and how they react. Bonuses for missile fire based on distance. Saving throws. Here's the main one that goes across. It has the men attacking, the hit rolls really big, and the weapon modifications really big. And then experience points for monsters here. Again, not sure why they need that. And then on this one, we've got saving throws, cleric turning undead tables, the priority of who goes first in combat, modifications to your armor class for dexterity, and the different experience points you get for each level. Move up. We've got fighters, magic users, thieves, clerics, rangers, monks, illusionists, assassins, druids, and bards. Okay, I told you it was a short video. That is our look at the Judge's Shield, the very first Dungeon Master screen put out by Bob Bledsoe and the people of Judges Guild way back in 1977. One of the many ideas they came up with that was soon picked up by the folks at TSR, picked up and improved upon, I believe, by the folks at TSR who began to put out their own. And this has become sort of a staple of Dungeons & Dragons. Every edition has its own Dungeon Master screen. It's a great supplemental product, and I think a lot of fun just to have at the table, especially back in the 1E first edition days, to have that great art from Dave Trumpier sitting on your table. Hope you enjoyed our quick look at the very first Dungeon Master screen. Hope you're having a great day, and I hope you're subscribed. If you have friends who might enjoy our content, please send them our way, and hopefully they will be subscribers as well. And until next time, my friends, keep rolling 20s.